Okay, so you need to go to your customer and ask for a list of documentation so you can move their loan into underwriting or satisfy underwriting conditions. To do that, go into the loan and click on the conditions area here. Now, if you see a blank list, that's maybe because we don't have enough information about the borrower to build a to-do list or a conditions list on our own. One of the things the system will allow you to do is if you have imported a 3.4 file or you pulled it over from Encompass, we are going to know a little bit about that customer's loan. And if that is the case and you've built a set of rules, you can actually just populate a list of conditions by clicking plus rules conditions list. We'll go ahead and take a look at the loan application data like the 1003, the veteran status, if they're self-employed, etc. And we'll queue up a list based on that information. Now, Pre-Approve Me comes with a pretty comprehensive default set of conditions, which you can edit, customize, and you can change the rules for when we're asking for those docs in your settings down here, but that's for another video. To simply get in here and request a set of documents in an easy way, go ahead and click on Add Conditions. This will pull up our default template set of documents, which you then can select from. Based on that template set, you see I can just go here and I can pull them in. If I want to search a type of condition based on tag, I can go ahead and select the tag, which will pull in a set of conditions. But simply put, I'm going to ask for these 4 docs. I'm going to click Add Selected Conditions to File, and boom, we have now asked the customer, or at least we're preparing to ask the customer for 4 documents. Now, you can also create a one-off condition if they don't exist today in your Add a Condition button. Again, Add a Condition is from your templates, and Create a Condition is something that doesn't exist today. And so in this case, let's say I'm going to ask for some bank statements. So in this case, I'm going to say I need your bank statements. Maybe even instead of requesting the document, maybe even I will add asset verification. Now, we do have integrations with Form Free so that you can do date one certainty, which means that when this particular condition request goes to the customer, excuse me, it's going to not just ask them for the bank statements, but also going to allow them to connect their bank account and pull that documentation in automatically. If they don't want to do that, that's fine. They can actually select upload manually and then get you those PDF documents. But in this case, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just create a doc request. I'm going to say need all pages of this, of your B of A account. Click create, and we've created a new condition. Now, by default, what we're going to do is we're going to also pop up sort of the next phase in this condition, which is we're going to help you select who does this condition go to. So in this case, I'm going to the borrower. But if you wanted to, this could be a condition for something other than your borrowers. It could be for a co-borrower, it could be for a real estate agent, for your processor, or if you're a processor and you want to nag your loan officers, you can even create a loan officer condition. In this case, it will be on the list of conditions for your loan officer, but not for your borrowers or realtors. This is going to be a borrower condition in this case, and I'm going to click Done, and now it exists here directly in this set. So all I'm going to do in order to go to the customer and request the docs is click Save Changes and click Send. Now that's going to email the customer. It's going to text them. It's going to show this active to-do list on both the web and the mobile app. So your team can build a default set, or it can build one process, and that process can be followed for every customer regardless of how that client wants to engage in the process. Okay, whether they want to use the mobile phone, they want to use email only, it doesn't matter to us. Your team can go in here through one place, request it, and your clients can choose their story. Okay. Now I'm going to go into my email here, and let's take a look at the conditions list. So here it is. Here's the list with the 5 required documents that we've requested, and a place down here at the bottom to submit those documents. So I'm going to go in as if I'm a customer, and I'm going to click the link. What it's going to do is it's going to open up the web interface and drop me directly into, with a little welcome message here, into the conditions list so I can start satisfying these documents. So in order to do that, I click Upload. Now this is what your clients are going to see. I'm going to add a document. I'm just going to add this awesome document here. I'm going to upload the condition. And then why don't I do a second one? I'm going to upload another document. So it's a real simple interface. And the idea here, guys, is we are going to upload that condition, and we are set. Now I'm going to go back to the interface as if I'm a loan officer. Now, as a loan officer or processor, you will get a notification when your customers start uploading documents to you. So you'll always be kept in the loop with what's happening. Now, inside the actual loan, from a loan officer perspective, you can see that this icon has changed to pending review, and you can see that there are files now connected to each of these conditions. So to handle those, you click on the actual file area, and it will open up a view of what that actual condition looks like. So here's that signature that I uploaded. Now I can give feedback. This is sort of internal. This is not to go to your customer. This is to help you identify which aspects of the condition that they uploaded are good. Now, a lot of times your clients will upload several pay stubs, several bank statements to one condition. So it's your job to kind of go through here and determine which of these documents do I actually need. Let's go ahead and thumbs up every single one of those that you want, thumbs down the ones you don't, and then you can download all the conditions which exclude the rejected conditions directly from this interface. Now let's say that you can't read the document, it's not what you're looking for, or you just want to provide some feedback to the customer so that they can get you additional supporting documentation. That is when you reject the condition. So up here where it says condition status, use the drop down to select rejected, and there's a reason. So I'm going to say missing something that I need. Here's my reason. I'm going to click add rejection. And down here, you see this is tracked as a note with date and time stamps. So you can always get tied into, if you're not part of the day-to-day with documentation collection, you can track what's happened in the file using the notes. Your client, on the other hand, they're going to get this rejected status. Now, we're not going to use the language rejected for them. We're going to simply tell them we need something. Okay, now in this case, I'm going to go ahead and review this document, but I'm going to actually accept it and save it. And you'll notice it moves it off of my active list of things that I need to a completed set. Now the goal is to get everything moved from here down to here, and you can actually approve conditions much more quickly just by dragging and dropping them into the lower interface. Okay, now once they're here and you've saved the changes, or you've given the appropriate feedback and you've saved the changes, this is going to go to your customer again with an updated email to let them know what's left on their to-do list. So I'm going to click send. To download these documents, you can do it in several places, right? You can do it from inside the file itself. So I can do it from here to download this one doc. If there's several conditions, you don't want to just download this one image you're looking at, you can make sure you thumbs up the ones that you want to download and then click download all documents. If you have approved all the conditions and you want to just build a big stack of conditions to export, you can also download all documents from here. Now this will not be for every condition. This is only for those completed conditions. So sometimes we have people write us and they say, hey, I'm clicking this button, it's not downloading the conditions. Well, that's because they actually are currently up here. They're not approved or completed, and this button only downloads completed approved documents. Okay, now setting reminders for your customers so you don't have to chase them is really simple. Toggle this on right here. We will follow the rules established in this structure. Essentially, you can use a drop down to select how frequently you want to remind your customer. And then there's essentially a second rule that says remind them until all conditions are due or until all conditions are accepted. And you get to select how you're adjusting that. Now, by default, we will follow the rules that are in your settings. So if you haven't set up your condition notification setting defaults, you'll want to do that in your settings. Your settings for conditions, it's called your conditions library, and that is also where you will be able to change what templates exist, be able to use the tags to pull in appropriate conditions. So you can see right here, if I said LOX conditions, this will pull in a set of tags for that, child support, etc. That is how you create those sets so that in the future, getting the lists of conditions imported onto your loan are going to be a lot easier. So again, this is how you request conditions, review them, provide feedback, and hopefully automate much of the process that's taking you guys a lot of human capital to manage today. If you ever need to just go into here and just send a quick update to your clients, you can just click Send a Borrower Summary right here, and that will go to your clients with that update. I'm going to go ahead and save the changes here in the system, which is going to send me another email. And in the email, it should tell the customer, hey, these have been cleared, but we still need these documents. So let's go ahead and go into my email. That is older. Here's the new one. So it says, after review, these conditions need additional info. And if you remember, I gave them a reason, missing something that I need. This is the one that I rejected here. I still need tax returns with this description. That's this one. And you can see no further action is needed on these three because I've approved them. And again, a link at the bottom with the co-branded with your real estate agents. So very simple, powerful automation system for managing your conditions. If you guys need any additional help, please go ahead and check the link down in the lower right-hand corner for additional guides or resources. Take care.